Boom, and welcome to another episode of Nobody Watching. While it may not be everyone's cup of tea, I'm proud to say, and I have never shied away from the fact that I am a Star Wars kid. I'm a product of the original fever, the original trilogy. For whatever reason, the films captured my sense of curiosity and wonder. They taught me many things about storytelling and filmmaking and waiting in long lines. I still see new things when I watch them today, even though I've seen the original films countless times, and I welcome the new films, books, shows, and storylines into the sphere of my fandom, as they both continue to feed my sense of wonder and foster my sense of nostalgia. When you connect with something on such a level, it's hard to prevent the images, philosophies, and the very vernacular from creeping into the fiber of your being and finding purchase in the roots of who you are. At times, the words and sentiments can bubble up without any warning and present themselves as apt reflections of the things I experience in the day-to-day, even as an adult. There is Yoda's do or do not, there is no try, for encouragement. There is Darth Vader's I find your lack of faith disturbing, for those who doubt you. There is Stormtrooper number 36 Wilhelm scream, because it's hilarious. And then there is the one moment among all the rest that seemed to really turn my head and either introduce or validate a concept for me that literally changed me forever. I know that sounds dramatic, and I could say I was aware of it prior to this Star Wars moment, but as I recall, I now had something to pin what I was thinking to something that made perfect sense to me. That moment comes in The Return of the Jedi when Obi-Wan Kenobi, or his ghost force, or whatever you want to call it, says these words to a young and dispirited Luke Skywalker. What I told you was true from a certain point of view. You're going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. Damn, what? Now, of course, Ben was trying to rationalize for Luke how Darth Vader was actually one Anakin Skywalker, whom we now know is Luke's father, and whom we were told, like Luke, was killed by none other than Darth Vader. And don't ding me for the spoiler. This information is nearly 40 years old, and I was not obligated to sign a non-disclosure agreement at the movie theater in 1983. I can still recall flopping back in my chair when I heard that line thinking, damn, that's pretty cheap. I mean, old Ben here just rationalized pretty much every and any version of the truth you care to tell. And it wasn't one of the Jedi mind trick moments. This was pure and simple Jedi spin going on. From a personal standpoint, my mind was trying to process tons of information related to the real-world applications of this philosophy, while I was trying to keep up with the movie because now we know the story is even more complex than we imagined. Did Ben lie, or did he just share his truth? Tying truth to point of view or perspective feels on the one side dastardly and underhanded, while on the other side it feels exactly right and justified. Ben's truth misled Luke. We're made to believe that it is probably because Luke wasn't ready for the full truth at the original time of the telling, or Ben was too lazy to get into it, or, without the full context, he would make himself look bad because, he did cut off Anakin's legs in their battle in the second set of movies, and again, no NDA required in 2005 either. Still, even when Ben revealed his point of view with his truth as he believed it, or as he wanted Luke to believe it, Luke's bigger question was why Ben just didn't give him the facts up front. The whole spin thing is a lot like what we saw going on in Congress this past week, or virtually any time over the last so many years. Tons and tons of good old-fashioned Jedi, or Sith, spin, depending on what your particular point of view is and whether you side with the forces of good or those of the evil empire. Very few facts, but a whole lot of perspective. I guess spin occurs when the facts and the truth part ways, and knowing what is becomes less important than creating something someone else will believe, so they will or will not act in a certain way based on those beliefs. Because while facts are facts, beliefs are fluid and can be manipulated. And spin is less about fact and more about reputation, which further implies we are more interested in maintaining a perceived good or bad reputation, even if it manipulates beliefs that are based on a given set of facts. Boom! Mind blown. Did Ben intend to save Luke from a harsh reality with his truth, or manipulate him into joining the cause? And does it even matter? Maybe facts need spin to make sense to us, or for our own peace of mind. If you come home to find your front door exploded off the hinges, the only fact you have is the fact that the door was blown off the hinges. Everything else will be delivered from a point of view or conjecture. I have yet to meet even one person in all those I have ever encountered in my whole life who have not participated, even to a small degree, in the ancient art of Jedi spin. Those who would tell you differently are just using it on themselves, and that is their point of view, and therefore that is their truth. There are very few lies to be found in the ocean of perspective, but very few truths will be found there as well. I guess then that the key to all of this, knowing that it is something you will do automatically because it's basic human nature, is whether you will use your powers for good or if you will seek the path of the dark side. You're going to find that many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view. We'll see you next time.